Attitude Era podcast. I hope you are tapped in. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to talk about it. Raw has just gone off the air, and that means we are live in your living room, on your tablet, on your phone, somewhere out there. We are there watching you. You watching us. Let's do it. Y'all know what it is. The guy to my right or my left, your favorite wrestler's favorite podcaster. If you think your favorite wrestler is famous and he ain't got a picture with Gamage, he ain't as famous as you think he is. And y'all know what it is. Undisputed podcast champion of the world. Y'all know what it is. King HPA. Demonge. I see you got the couch. I see you got the piano. Put the kids to bed. That's all I got to say. WWE right now is firing on all cylinders with Monday Night Raw. What's your take on this? There's a lot to talk about. WrestleMania season is upon us, good brother, and we put the kids to bed.
Yeah, let's just go straight to the main segment.
Oh my God! Hey, y'all heard somebody say, about Roman's schedule and all that. If you're gonna give us this type of promo, remember when they came to Netflix, we thought we were gonna get a more vulgar, more adult styled. Hey, a year later, and some change, it's here. And they picked the right two to do it. I feel like if you're gonna go over the top, let's make it personal. Are we too personal, or is this what you want to see, Gamaj? What we talk about? What we talk about?
No, this is what I want to see. If Drew can do it with everyone he's feuded with, why can't they do it?
I agree. I do think that this is a little bit. We remember the promo about a month ago, right? Roman caught fire. CM Punk answered back, ignited. But tonight's promo just set off. Tonight's promo, yeah, we got the you a little bitch. CM, what do you say, CM Punk? You say you CM Punk, but I see a punk ass bitch. And you know, just when you
Yeah, that was
think,
cute.
yeah, it was a nice retort and all this stuff. And Roman's holding his own in there. I'm not even gonna talk about holding their own with promo. These are two elite level dudes at this point. You know, Punk has been known for this his whole career, so no one expected him to not carry his end of the stick. The question was, would Roman be able to without Paul Heyman do it week in and week out? And tonight was no different. But the question I had is the end of a promo. Yeah, we got Roman talking about they brought you back for several reasons. One, the 30 to 40-year-old virgins who live at home with their mom. I feel like that's a great line. I feel like that's perfect because there's some real weirdos in WWE and wrestling land. There's some real
Yeah.
weirdos that like
There's
stalk
weirdos
female
in the
wrestlers.
entire wrestling community, not just WWE.
Yeah. It's not just limited to the people who
Yeah.
stalk, you know what I'm saying? Stalk females and all that. That's crazy. Um, but CM Punk, I wasn't even prepared to hear that. So I don't know how Roman feels, but all I know is CM Punk told this man to his face, you hate me? Fine. I'm going to bury you. And then you won't be alone. I'm going to bury you next to your father. And drops Mike. Yo, ladies and gentlemen, WrestleMania 42. I will be that. I ain't buying no ticket to go out there because they pretty pricey, but this gonna be one of them ones. This definitely big fight feel. Um, I think tickets are about to sell out a little bit better.
Not off this one match. They need more.
Yeah, I think clearly they need more, clearly, but WrestleMania is starting to shape up a little bit. We're starting to see things, the propheticness of what Roman Reigns told him. I'm gonna send you down to NXT. You're gonna go work with the talent when I'm done. I'm gonna put you on the John Cena tour. Um, there's a lot to be desired from the rest of the card. But I mean, to be honest, I don't know because back in the day, You didn't spend 6,000, 10,000, 12, 20,000, $30,000 on tickets. But P when they were pay-per-views, they were sold off a main event and then a few other matches. So I don't think they're too far off with how things may be shaping up to start selling some more tickets.
But I will say right now, you know what? Do you think this promo battle was better than the first,
Ooh. Better? No.
or same level, or how would you rank it from the first
Okay,
one?
that's a great question. Um, I will put it on par with the first one, but this one carried a different level of emotion behind it. This one puts the ball in CM Punk's court because right now, CM Punk's comment is highly I on on everything I love. I would hope that they would have talked about this comment. Anytime you diss the dead, whether it's Cody's dad, they've done this with. Now we've seen it. This is the first time I've ever heard someone bring up Sika. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
Cody's dad has been brought up for years, but this is a different tone. It's a darker tone than what that promo was. That promo was the hype. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I could pick you because you're the biggest star on the show. Yeah, I could pick you because you're on the best show. No, I pick you because I hate you. So, I gotta give it to the first one because I wasn't expecting it to be that good. This one, the level has been set. They did not drop below, but they took it that to say that to when they did it to Cody, Cody always looked shook. Cody always looks like he was always scared to like when The Rock approached him, he was like, when you talk about his family, you're talking about my family. You go back and watch that, and you're just looking at Cody. Cody looks scared to death. That's not the case with Roman. Roman, I don't know what Roman looks like though. He don't look scared, but he looks like shock, and it looked like he said like this mother, like this, but
That's what it
like
looked
oh, it's
like.
about
Yo, this motherfucker. Did you
yeah,
just
like
what?
it
Like, oh, you must want to die. Like, what?
yeah. And that was the first time. So we had several curses tonight, which I'm okay. I remember watching an interview with Paul Heyman and Roman when they were still together. And Paul said about when they go to Netflix, it's not going to be what people think. We're not just going to have everybody dropping F bombs and S bombs and blah, 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 blah. But when the right story calls for it, things will get said that will up the ante that push the storyline. I wish I could go get that interview because this is exactly what that is. Dom doesn't need to tell Finn Balor, you know what I mean, like something crazy. Punk and Roman, and you're doing it in the final hour, so it's like, all right, kids are kind of we've lost the 6 to 12-year-old audience, for the most part. Now we're looking at the more adult, just like back in the day when Raw is War, we used to come on, it was like Raw and then Raw is War, and the second hour was rated different than the first hour. And Vince would put all the craziness in the second hour because you want to see puppies and you want all that craziness. It was in the second hour where it was 9 to 10 versus the first hour, which is still a prime time. Um, so I thought that they did great tonight with that. I think the ball, I think right now advantage is CM Punk though. Do you feel like one of these people have an advantage in based on what was said in both promos, and who has that advantage?
After tonight and how Punk ended it, I'm still going into this assuming Roman is winning. But this right here, now I'm a little more on the fence and thinking Punk has a chance of retaining.
Yeah, you say that, and that makes up a point. Like after the Royal Rumble, I'm like, oh yeah, Roman's definitely. But I think this is. I see you, Vinny. I see you with the 2-0 in the chat. That I'm gonna bury you next to your father is a bar. That's some battle rap. We say whatever we want to say, and if you don't like it, put blood in my mouth. You know what I mean? Like, and Roman's gonna have to do that. Roman's gonna have to do that. I would be surprised they add a stipulation, but if they did, it would be a first blood match. You represented the bloodline. You want to talk about my father? I'm not here to, I'm going to make sure you bleed out that ring. I'm going to make sure that I don't just pin you and take that title. I'm going to make you suffer. Like they're going to take this, and I'm not saying that they said that or whatever, but I'm just saying they have an ability to do something because their match, I mean, I'm be honest, even if you pull the Randy Cody match, which would be a great main event, I think this is the main event. If you put it all on one night and you had to close the show with one thing, Punk and Roman, bar none. Tonight, I have to see what you say. You dissed this man's father. You're all alone. You lost your cousins. You don't have them. But when I beat you at WrestleMania, I'm gonna bury you, and then you won't be alone because I'm gonna bury you next to your father. That he didn't have to say that. He didn't even have to say that.
Nah, he didn't.
But I'm glad he did. I'm glad he did. I wasn't, I was like, this is really good, this is really good. And based on, each other's catalog and resume, you're like, yeah, 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 it's gonna sell. But that I hate you is like super confirmed. I don't care if they're dapping in the back when the camera's on camera. After what I heard for 2 weeks, oh, that I hate you is super confirmed. And I'm here for WrestleMania. I know there's gonna be night two main event.
In
Well,
WWE, please don't put none of this in Unreal. None of it. And
oh
you
no.
and what sucks for those who've watched Unreal, they put everything recent in that show. Please don't do
Yeah.
that.
They said the next season was going to start in August, right? With like the next was going to show, and they're into the WrestleMania season and John Cena tour. So that means they're filming now. Like right now, someone like we're talking on air. They're talking in the back. They're probably having an interview with you. Hey, you want to sit down? Tell me how this episode. And they're gonna pick and choose and edit and decide what's gonna go in and what's not. That's horrible to even think about. I hope to. I mean, it just is what it is. It just is what it is.
Now, see,
Um,
Matthew, I'm gonna be honest with you. That couldn't be me. Because if I'm Roman and I had to take that in front of a crowd live, there's no main event at Mania, bro. Punk doesn't make it to Mania after the night. I would have had him hospitalized. I'm not gonna hold you.
do you think they're gonna build that into the story?
Yes,
Because
yes,
eventually these guys have to make contact before they have to brawl.
yes. They're going to.
You can't keep walking off.
No, they're definitely going to. And I wouldn't be surprised if Roman says something stick about AJ Lee. And if he
He's,
does, he's got every right to do so. Punk started it with his dead pops. Rest in peace.
yo, he didn't even say rest in peace. Punk
That's what
got
I was about
some
to say
nerve.
too. He didn't even say rest in peace.
He didn't even say I'm gonna bury you next to rest in peace. Your pops, your dead dog Larry. Yeah, I think next week they got to throw hands. There's got to be some sort of physical contact to keep the level of anticipation going because you can't promo. I mean, it's been good,
That's
but
only
I got to
gonna
see physical
yeah.
violence.
It's only gonna
Uh,
sustain for so long. And to be honest, it's a little bit of a miracle. Punk has been able to keep the interest while Roman's been away. And he mentioned that in the promo. I've had seven. Was it like I
these
had
bags on
7 weeks? You see these bags? I'm tired because I have 7 weeks to carry your ass all the way to Mania. I was like,
hey, whoever's I don't think they're really doing too much writing for these two, but whatever whatever input they're putting into this, so far this has been
yeah,
their money bag, and it's increasing. It's definitely the highlight. I hope to see physicality. I don't even want to see them do something. I don't want to say this is corny, but normally, all right, if you guys can't get along, I'm gonna make you tag together, right? I don't want to even see that with these two. Or if you do, I want to see one of them leave the other one high and dry. Like, yeah, you think you're cool because you left me out there? Da 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 da. and one person get like beat. Meanwhile, Roman like clean house on his week and like, you see how I handled that? I do things by myself. I do things by my own. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of ways they can go. I look forward to seeing what WWE has with this. Um, holy shit! But punches got to get thrown, and you're gonna have to have that weak ass security
Yeah.
that yeah, that weak ass security team that falls for every masked man in the building. Hey, question: Samoan goblins in the pocket is crazy. What you got some Samoan goblins? Oh man, God, what do you think Roman would take it back? How Jericho Punk feud was years ago. Jericho used to talk about Punk's family and the drugs. Um, I wouldn't be surprised if they win some of that. Right, you know, WWE can they can reuse material a little bit. Like we've done this before, but it's been a long time. Let's see if we can.
Yeah.
But we're not going to do it
Hasn't
verbatim.
yeah, that hasn't been used in a while.
Yeah, I I don't think it would be a problem. Roman will deliver the material differently, but Eric Miller, I believe you, brother. I don't think that's creative. I think that's them too. They might
I
even
think
got
that's them.
together. But you
If
better,
there's anyone in creative who is probably pitching in, remember that one guy was saying from Unreal that actually questioned um Gunther losing to Pat McAfee, and he was like, "How does this make sense?"
yeah,
I
yeah,
feel like he's
yeah.
probably one of the few, only because he comes across to me having common sense out of everyone in that table, respectfully.
I'm with you, brother. I'm with you. I definitely thought that guy. I forgot. I might rewatch Unreal and get his name.
Yeah, I
But yeah,
don't. Yeah, I don't
it was
remember.
like
But yeah,
what?
he was really like, "How does that make sense?" And I'm like, "Wow, somebody actually has common sense on this table."
Yeah, that was crazy. Speaking about common sense, this might be off topic, but it's with what happened with Raw tonight. I gotta say this because the road to WrestleMania is one. It's a dangerous road for some, and tonight, hello, ladies and gentlemen, can I do it again?
Do it again, man.
Intercontinental champion. Did you see this coming? Did the wrong guy win? Gamaj, I need your thoughts.
I did not predict this happening at all. I thought it was gonna be Dom holding it till Mania, and then we get the Finn match. But I'm happy Penta got it.
Penta is your new intercontinental champion. It's about time they kind of pulled the trigger. I felt like when he first came, he was white hot, white hot.
Yeah,
Um, settled down some since, still hot, but I feel like if you just don't do anything, he's just out there to take L's. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just out there. He's not moving the needle anymore. What are we doing with him now?
yeah.
The reason why I was talking about when you said the common sense. Last night we saw, or the night before last, we saw the Elimination Chamber. Danhausen debuted. That it was horrible, abysmal, trash, garbage. Okay, right. Any negative words you could think of, all of them fit. But tonight, Eddie Munster, I don't want to call it a small detail. They purposely showed it, but he was introduced in the back, um, from Adam Pearce and all that. And when they got introduced to the Judgment Day, they pissed him off. They went back and forth, and he told Dom straight up, "You're cursed." And Dom goes and loses the title. Is this a good rebound for Don Hassan, Van Helsing, Eddie Monster? Is Eddie Monster going to come back, or was he cooked from the Elimination Chamber?
I think this does help. It still for me remains to be seen on how much further they go. But he did get a reaction, so it's not like he's really he's really dead and gone yet.
I would agree. I don't think it's too late to fix it. I just think the debut was really bad. I think this opens the door to introduce him into a beef with some of the Judgment Day, which is good. You need him to work with somebody
Yeah,
because again, we could debut anybody, right? Chris Jericho, who does he first guy he worked with? They want him at the top of the card. They put him at the top of the card. They put him in there with The Rock. Goldberg debuts, The Rock, Jacob Fatu, Cody, Randy. Into and who was the third? KO, right? Taking them out. So who you work with is obviously important, right? And the Judgment Day is a group. I wouldn't say they're like over, but they're not. They're. I mean, they are over. They're over. They've been loved. They've been people watch them. They had some of the most segments on Raw every week for years now. If you go back and watch this podcast and go back 18, 20 months, Judgment Day, Judgment Day, Judgment Day, Judgment Day, Judgment Day, multiple segments, even
yeah,
through their multiple iterations. Like
yeah.
Damian Priest, Rhea Ripley, Finn Balor, Dom, Lit, like people came
Before
and
the
went.
Vision was even created, they were the ones starting off the show with on Raw.
Exactly. Exactly. So I thought it was interesting to do that. And I think if you do that and you pick your cards right, where he tells people they're cursed where they mess with him, whether he wins or not, it's like stay away from him. I don't trust him. I don't like him. Da 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 da. And he's gonna go like he'll be good for Chad Gable. Him and Chad Gable getting into it down the road. The original Americano, like you're gonna win gold one day. I can see it all over you. And you know what I'm saying? And he does it. He just he'll have that guy. He's like the Simpsons. You know what I mean? I don't think he's been to Epstein Island. I hope not. But
Yeah.
my question is, and I see Mike just asked that in the chat: does Dom and Finn need a title? Because we saw that Dom wanted some help tonight as Judgment Day sat ringside. Finn didn't want to let JD help him.
Yeah.
Where are we do we need a title for this? Are we okay without the title? And where does that leave Penta as we're in WrestleMania season?
So it's a couple of things I can see they can go with this. Does Dom and Finn need a title? I'm gonna say no. I do think it would have helped hype the match up more. I'm gonna assume if Dom and Finn happens without the belt, I am hoping they continue to push Finn as a main eventer without the title. That's my hope for this if they're gonna do this without a belt.
Okay.
Now, another way I can also see this going is let's say if we don't get Dom, this is if we don't get Dom and Finn for whatever stupid reason, because they've been prolonging this thing for a while. Penta's the new champion. Dom, technically, if he wants to argue for a rematch, he can. But Penta also made a promise to OG Americano. He's first in line for a title shot if he won. That's three people right there, including Penta. And if OG Americano gets involved, the other Americano might get involved.
Woo!
So we're
So
we're looking at multiple opportunities here.
so when you say that, right, it's really ironic because that means you could do Dom and Finn at Mania. You could work that because that argument of I asked you, you stop JD. Why? You got to do it by yourself. I had the match won. It was just insult to injury, but
Right.
because of you, Mr. Titleist, you don't have a title. Like, right? You can go there. You can go there. I just think now, with you saying what you said, the door opens for Penta to do a fatal four way for the Intercontinental title because I don't know if you have enough time to build something for Penta that's meaningful. Um,
Yeah. The only the slight negative with that would be this would be a back to back match from last year because we had a fatal four last year for the IC belt. And two
really?
yeah, we did. Braun Breaker, Penta, Finn, and Dom.
Oh yeah.
So if you do that again, you're keeping the same two people in it, Dom and Penta. So that's my only gripe, which is why it may not be that.
Okay. Okay. That's the thing. When you do back to back things and back to like, even though it's like, well, it was a year ago. Yeah, but it's the same venue, like this, literally the same venue because they're back in
Literally,
Vegas.
literally.
So,
So
man,
that's the thing.
that
Like
would,
I don't. Yeah, and I would feel bad for Penta if he's not on Mania defending that belt.
yeah, I think for this mania in particular, you need to get as many champions on because you've done a really good job of minimizing titles to where a lot of them feel unimportant. You have your biggest show of the year. Every title should be on there. And you have 2 nights. You can give us 7 matches each. How many titles you got? You got the women's tag, and that's who's the champs? Lash and Nia.
Yeah,
They just
irresistible forces.
yeah, they just won those. You could easily pull Charlotte and Alexa. That's a quick, easy thing to do just because they're not really involved. They're a tag team that's completely together and they're big names, right? Easily. You have AJ. Ooh, we gotta get to AJ. We'll leave AJ alone right now. We'll leave AJ
Yeah,
alone. Julia's title, the US title. Um, the US title, Carmelo Hayes, which I'm hoping they're gonna do Trick Williams with that because he is to the heavens right
yeah.
now. And I think though I don't think you like someone even I seen a post that said he was in the last 3 main events on PLEs. And I was like, what? And it was like, yeah, he was in the Royal Rumble, which is counted as a main event for everyone, I guess. But he did the Saturday night um main event
Okay.
to determine, and then he also did the elimination chamber. And it's like, damn.
I'm
Go
gonna be
ahead
real.
with you.
I'm gonna be honest. If Lord willing, they do Mellow and Trick for the U.S. belt.
Keep talking, I can hear you. I just gotta drop out for 15 seconds.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, no. So I figure we get that belt on Trick at Mania. He is not getting booed. He is going to be massively over. It might be even impossible to even keep him as a heel at that point. I don't see anybody in that crowd going against him if he wins that
Yo,
belt.
if he wins that, remember how Dom won it at SummerSlam and they told him to go back
Yeah,
because they weren't expecting it. Now I think WWE is like, man, hey Carmelo, I know what we told you, dog. It's the water through these pipes. That's crazy.
right.
But I think whoop that trick is the craziest thing out, and how hot he got, how fast he got there. You
Yeah,
don't want to sit there.
like
Well,
granted, I would still have Trick do what he does, like still act heel, make him more like a tweener, but he needs to dead those open challenges though. He has to.
yeah, Trick is a great guy to do that to dead those challenges.
Yeah,
Absolutely, because he's like, I'm not. You didn't even earn this. I'm a U.S. champ, 2-time NXT champ, former Trick and A champ. I have won titles in other companies. You, I could just see Trick.
yeah.
You
And he
don't
gonna
even
look at it
belong
like,
in this
you
company.
think I'm gonna waste my lemon pepper steppers on some nobodies? Like, come on.
Yeah,
Nah,
yeah.
he got
Trick
a dead
is
that. That's what. Yeah, keep Trick as is. Best case, worst case scenario in terms of making him face, just make him a tweener, so he can keep doing the same thing he's doing. You
same
switch it
thing.
up, you're gonna ruin his momentum.
Yeah, and that's one thing you don't want to do right now because you guys didn't help him with the momentum. He got over. If you look at some of the stuff he did in NXT, there was no way people could have predicted this.
Yeah,
There is nobody. I've got DMs. I got former chats when we covered NXT week after week after week. Nobody's seen that coming. And it's just when he got on main roster and that intro hit and it's louder and the lights and his intro, they had him at the elimination chamber on that circular turning thing. That's got to be a stickler. Like you got to keep him in white, but not all the time. White, we mix it up. White with the gold lace and like different patterns of, but that white, because remember, white was something Vince McMahon never let wrestlers do.
yeah,
He hated it. Shawn Michaels with the white and gold at WrestleMania 12. He hates that shit.
Yeah.
Because it gets dirty and he doesn't want you to look a certain style, even though you got wrestlers bleeding all over. But like, it's just not what he wants.
Yeah.
And Trick,
I'm surprised he let Sean get away with that versus Taker.
even in the heyday, when you go back through the years, you're like, who did you ever see really wear all white? And it's not many. It's a small list. It's a small list, especially when they have pants and whatnot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He,
Um,
he got mad at Seth for that too.
yeah. Yeah, Seth Rollins, yeah, and Seth had white and gold,
Yeah.
and he was like, so, um, Trick looks like $1 million, man. So him at Mania versus Carmelo, the history's already there. Let it go. But Penta, shout out to WWE for the swerve. They don't always have to swerve us, but sometimes when they do, and it's a guy we've been like, it's like, all right, it's him versus for the
Yeah.
Intercontinental title, blah blah blah. It's good because we've been, and I think taking that belt off Dom, I feel like Dom will lose the AAA title too. Um, maybe setting up for something for Dom in the future. I think the next year after this Mania, when Dom clears, you're gonna have to look at pushing him, and when Braun Breaker gets back, Oba Femi, you're gonna have to look at pushing these guys to carry the
I
company.
I almost want to say, mark my words on what I'm about to say. If this year Dom loses, well, he lost the IC belt, but if he doesn't get it back and he loses the AAA belt, I am like 85% certain he's winning Money in the Bank.
Dom, between Dom or one of the new guys, Javon, maybe Trick in the bank, Trick
I
or
think
treat.
I think Dom and Trick have the best chances.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. You can look at different. Yeah, absolutely, and they're both good heels, especially Dom, especially Dom. Um, dog, I would love to face Brock, but Eddie Guerrero has passed away, so that is out of the question. Tricking in the bank, it ain't tricking if you got it. Dog, Trick Williams will be out of here. Um, salute to Penta though. I'm kind of like, oh man, that American Grande, uh, El Grande Americano, the
Yeah.
original El Grande Americano. We're gonna get this at Mania, or are we gonna end it before? Like, I feel like we're on the cusp of ending it. Are, are we ending it, or are what's going on with this?
I
Tell
think
me, give me some news, Gamaj.
I
Tell me.
think
I
I
know
think
you hang out with these people.
I think it goes to Mania.
Mm,
I do think it goes to Mania because one thing I can think of also is Penta might give Chad Gable that match like on a random Raw, and if that happens, I could see the other El Grande costing him that, and then that's
I
probably
like
going
it.
to lead to their match. Maybe they have a stipulation: loser takes the mask off, and we go from there.
Next week, Oba versus Rusev. That's crazy. That gauntlet match next week for the Intercontinental Championship, the women's side of the house. I thought they were doing another open challenge. I was about to be pissed. I like the gauntlet though.
Yeah,
I think the gauntlet is a good way to not mimic the U.S. title with open challenges. Now you got a Brock open challenge too for Mania. I thought AJ was saying it was an open challenge, and then they did this gauntlet.
yeah.
What are your? Do you have a favorite for this gauntlet? And that's kind of a who's who.
Uh, from the women I've seen, and then me going off of Elimination Chamber, it's either going to be Io or Raquel.
Mm,
And a part of me almost wants to say Raquel, almost, and that's just because of how dominant she was in the women's chamber match. I feel like you can't let that slide by
okay. Asuka versus AJ is my bet. Only
because there's
because there
another
was
thing. One more thing I want to mention. They didn't
yeah, go
say
ahead.
when she was giving out that title match because she said, "I'm not trying to wait till Mania." So this isn't necessarily whoever wins faces her at Mania.
That's true.
If they did
That's
mention
true.
that, I probably would have said Io, but they didn't say that.
I just would like to put Oscar because tonight when Kyrie Zane was like AJ walked up on that and was like, "Yo, you good?" And I could just see it being like a thing where she goes to check up on her because AJ's been talking that mental health stuff, and then Oscar's like, "I told you to talk to her," and you know what I'm saying? And she yelled, "Don't you talk? You might talk to her like that, but you don't talk to me like." You know what I mean? And then it's Oscar versus, and then I don't want to say that's a dream match, but it's one of those matches that AJ does have a list of matches she could do,
Yeah.
and people are gonna be pretty happy with. And would like to see. I'm not gonna say it's a dream match, but it's one of those matches like, yo, Oscar, and
Right.
AJ.
You
That
didn't think,
whole list really.
yeah. It's matches as far as we didn't think we'd get this.
Yeah, right,
It's not
right,
on the
right. I
top of
think
our
that's a good.
it's not on the top of the list, but we didn't think we'd get this. If we could get it, all right, we'll take it.
Yeah, I think her versus the Four Horsemen, um, is ideal, and I honestly think her versus Charlotte is going to be something I want to see, and I feel like the longer they stay in the WWE and they don't look like a shell of themselves, I'm going to start wanting to see that.
Yeah.
Like
Especially
if we
while
keep
AJ
Charlotte,
especially while AJ still looks amazing, especially for her age. She looks nowhere near her even mid to late 30s, like nowhere near that.
nah, she looks great. She looks
Yeah.
great, and I think her ring rust will get knocked off. Her timing will get better, especially she's talking about she wants to be a fighting champion,
Yeah.
which just like her husband, he's the world heavyweight champion, and he's saying that. So they get to travel the road together and wrestle matches, and they do feedback on each other too.
Yeah.
So
You know what?
they're really
I'm gonna be petty and throw some shade. Shout out to
oh
AJ Lee because she got more appearances than Roman does.
damn brother,
Look, I gotta call a spade a spade.
damn, damn, damn.
Tell me when I'm telling lies.
AJ ain't got more appearances than Roman.
This year, yes. I'm talking about this year.
Oh, did Roman do the Rumble that one promo? Well, now two.
So Roman only has now. This is his third.
Okay, so it's the two promos in the Rumble.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vinny. Gamaj screen about to go black. Cause you say something else about Roman. Cause your luck
Give me.
that fast. Look at no, just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. What was you about to say? I just wanted
I
to
was
do that
gonna.
just to be like,
Nah, I was gonna wait because I was like, I want to cook something up for something valid. But then you.
oh my gosh. He was there before the Rumble too. He's been four times. I don't think he was there before the Rumble.
No, he never. He was never there before the Rumble. Remember they've given him vignettes of his announcement being in the Rumble. He never said anything live.
The vignette of being in the Rumble is crazy. Brock Lesnar called in on the TV show.
Word. But you know what? At least Lesnar gave us a physical showing of him making an announcement, even though it was from a cameo from another show. Roman ain't even do that.
God, yo, that was terrible. Please don't ever do that again, Brock. But Brock is in a place he could do that, and it's just once word travels that Brock was in it, it's like, oh. But then Brock got himself eliminated. Brock had to take a shit. Brock, there's
Uh,
like,
bro, I really think Brock did not want to stay for that whole Yeet joint.
it wouldn't, it wouldn't surprise me if he was like, man, listen, I'm not winning. Hey, because they got that video. It's like, yo, eliminate me.
Make me, yeah. He like, I gotta,
Eliminate, and then everyone's like, yo, it was so weird. Like, he got
yeah.
eliminated. Nobody was ready for it. They just glanced over it. Brock Lesnar's a major deal. Eliminate me. bro had that Paul Pierce. Remember when Paul Pierce had to be carried out on a man? Listen, Paul Pierce had to, Paul Pierce had to take a shit. Um,
Actually, one thing. Speaking of Brock, one thing I thought was interesting. He wasn't scheduled to be there tonight. Cool, but they were in his hometown.
where they did that? Indianapolis?
Yeah, aren't they in Indianapolis tonight?
I think he did say they were.
Yeah, they were at his crib.
Yeah, that was wild. That was wild. Danica, we about to get there. We about to get there tonight. Let's just go there now. You want to jump there now? Since you're
Yep.
talking about Brock,
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah,
talking about Paul Heyman. Now, I don't know if the WWE would even want to do this. I don't think it would make any sense. But Paul Heyman being tonight, Paul Heyman got his ass whooped. Tonight, Paul Heyman got his ass whooped. The Vision was trying to do their thing. They tried to hijack the show. The Vision has lost. What up, film boy? We see you in the chat, good sir. Salute. Um, the Vision has lost a lot. And salute to WWE for trying to still keep them afloat. I don't think they're doing a bad job. I think they're waiting for timetables if they don't already have them for the injured wrestlers that they have.
yeah,
Um, Braun Breaker went for what is hernia?
yeah. Braun was the hernia. Bronson Reed is his bicep.
Okay, I don't know. I don't know how bad either one of them really was, but a bicep, if it's torn, that he's done for a while. He's done for
Yeah, he is, and that's and
6 months.
bro, that's his second mania he's got to skip due to injury.
Yeah, that's bad. Braun breakers. I've seen people get small hernias removed. I don't know what the size or what the you know what I'm saying the situation with his was, so I can't speak on it. But
Yeah,
I'm hoping his is on a lighter timetable where he can get back shortly thereafter, Mania. And this is why you would keep the Vision together because
that's actually what they
if
mentioned. They're
I'm get,
kind of hoping for that, and they're waiting for more updates for a timetable. So if it is closer to, I don't want to say towards Mania, but around that weekend maybe, then maybe they could still make the Vision work.
yeah, 100%. Especially if he can come back at Mania, and it's like, why don't we go with him and Logan and Braun Breaker cost Seth the match? You know, and I say that because Seth and Logan isn't a bad match. I think will be cool. I didn't like the promo tonight from him and Austin Theory.
I'm gonna get this out the. I'm just gonna say it, Logan. Who you trying to threaten,
You're right.
bro? You flexing, huffing, puffing, bro. Ain't nobody worried about you. I I I turned. I was so tempted to turn off my TV when he did that. I'm like, bro, you are not like that. Cut it out.
Yeah, I thought him yelling Austin Theory like, "Why don't you tell him?" And I just think it sounds so forced. I'd rather than be like, "Listen, man, you're not gonna mess up these Mania plans." See, a lot of people wrote the Vision off, but now we have the one thing about the Vision was we didn't just have one Vision; we had multiple, and all this is just. And I knocked out 3 people at that chamber last night. And if it wasn't for Cornball Boy in the black hoodie, I'd be going to Mania. It'd be me and Punk. You know, blah 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 blah
Right.
blah. I do think that with Seth Rollins tonight getting Paul Heyman, he used multiple masked men. I think these are key guys from Seth Rollins' school. Remember, WWE, we talked about this in the past, they're in bed with Seth Rollins, him, Booker T school, I think, Cody Rhodes, the Nightmare Factory.
Yeah.
So I believe the guy from Elimination Chamber was from Seth Rollins' school. I think
That was the room. That was what the word was.
yeah, so he's gonna pull students to come up. That's what a lot of the security stuff is anyway. When you see Adam Pierce and Nick Aldis with security, they're wrestlers from other places.
Oh
That's
yeah.
typically when you have to have a license to be in that ring. You can't just be like, yeah,
Yep. That's
yeah.
that's why they tell people if anyone in the crowd tries to jump in into one of their matches, fair game. You're gonna really get rocked.
Yeah, exactly. So, um, Seth using multiple people as distractions. Logan Paul runs after one. Austin Theory runs after one. Paul Heyman faces one. I thought that was it because I saw the watch and I was like, "Oh, that's Seth." But his
Yeah,
body type is a little different. And then, sure enough, Seth crept in from behind, gave him the classic. I mean, can we call that a shield shot?
I would.
The back, the
I
the,
would.
the chair to the back,
I would.
because WWE doesn't do headshots anymore, and that might, out of all the chair shots that aren't to the head, because you can think of a lot of famous ones, Ken Shamrock, Rock, and he whew, Mankind and the Rock. Rock gave out a lot of hard chair shots straight to
Oh
the
yeah.
skull.
The, pardon me for saying this. The Rock was hitting these wrestlers like he was trying to give them CTE before we even knew that.
For real. So, but when I think of some of the most famous chair shots post headshot era, the first one that comes to mind is Seth Rollins, what he
Yeah,
did to the Shield.
it's one of the more
And so,
replayed moments.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I almost want to call it, and he got Roman with it again before Roman got him back with that same shot. The way they fall, like, why God, why, right? They, you know what I'm saying? Yo, that Shield shit to the back is crazy. Yeah, that typo was crazy, but that was a funny one. That Shield shit to the back. Ariana, salute. Penta and no. We talked about it earlier. We'll spin the block a little later.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, Penta did it. But yeah, Seth got his revenge tonight, man. So we hit him with they hit Paul Heyman with the shield shot. I had to make sure I said it right. I didn't want to pull a Vinny. Um, and then we got the chair, the head stuck, the curb stomp. Paul Heyman's busted up. Hey, and this is where we get that Stone Cold. You remember when the Undertaker, I can't remember who they beat up and put in the van, and the Undertaker turned around and was like, "I'm taking him straight to hell," and they're like, "No, no." I was happy to see this tonight as it looked like Jay Uso came. Austin Theory, all concerned. Logan, go get the truck. Austin Theory trying to, out pop Jimmy Uso.
yeah.
Jimmy Uso out here whooping ass. I like to see Jimmy doing it. Um, and then we go see him go to the truck, the ambulance, with Paul Heyman inside, and LA Knight is driving.
We're gonna take him somewhere safe.
Yeah. Salute to WWE, man. I love it when you have those little comedy spots, and that's like an old one from when the Undertaker. I cannot remember who they were beefing with, and Undertaker turned around. They did that same spot with Stone Cold before. It never gets old. As long as you don't do it every week, it never gets old. Someone's got to. I'll take him somewhere safe, man. Right now, Paul Heyman ain't coming back for like 6 weeks.
You think
He
that's
should
what's
not be back next week on Raw.
mm. if he does? Would you be mad if he came in like with a brace and like in a stretcher?
Yo, put him in a bedpan. Put him in a bed, and someone gives him that Vince McMahon treatment. That would probably be a little too much copycat to where people be like, all right. But no, he can come in injured where you see the neck brace and all that crutches. And yeah, Paul Heyman would definitely be Paul Heyman will take it to next level. He'll kayfabe it. You remember when MFT, before they were called MFT though,
Oh yeah, the
and
new
they kick
bloodline.
out Paul Heyman? Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't. He
And
refused to take any sleep just to show the better expression on his face.
mm-hmm.
And that's the thing. You don't
Paul
even
Heyman
have.
is
Never mind, like wrestlers, just in general. You don't. My bad.
what
Was
do
my
I do?
audio off?
Nah, you sound normal to me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but yeah, I was just saying we don't get a lot of talent that devoted, like how Paul Heyman is.
Oh snap! I took everything off. Look at that. Bong, bong. Yeah. Oh my God. Why didn't you tell me I had the wrong colors up? Come on, you tripping. This is your fault.
What?
It was your fault. I got the SmackDown colors up. I ain't even peeped that. It's all good. It's all good. I'm like, oh my God. But I will say this with Paul Heyman, I would appreciate whatever Paul's gonna do if he takes a week off. It makes sense. He had to go ride with LA Knight. Who knows where the hell they went. Um, but Paul will definitely do his due diligence to make whatever they're gonna do look that like I wouldn't be surprised if he had a guy like, hey, take this weight and press it against my arm. Why are you doing that? I'm gonna come out with short sleeves next week and I want to be bruised. You know what I'm saying? I want to have a bruise here. I'm gonna have my girlfriend suck my neck right here and be like, like, damn, Paul look crazy. Paul Heyman would go next level to do
He would.
whatever Paul Heyman needs to do to make it get over. Which is why you have to respect the Paul Heyman. Which is why he's in the Hall of Fame,
Yeah.
hands down. Now shouldn't have said that. Should have. Yeah, Gamaj just joined his acting up because he's talking about Roman. I'm
That
gonna
ain't gonna
bury you
stop me.
next to your.
That ain't gonna stop me. I'm gonna still talk shit about him when he needs to. When the shit talking needs to be done.
He gonna make you eat them words, brother. I'm telling you, Roman will be a man possessed over the next few weeks. Um,
Y'all say that when he wins the belt, and then he holds it hostage for another 3 to 4 years. All right,
damn, brother,
all right.
the Roman hate is real. We gotta have that type of hate for. AKA Nah, we're not gonna hate on Cody. Salute to Cody and everything he got going on this Friday night. SmackDown. He has a championship match against Drew McIntyre. Even though one of the stipulations on one of the matches that Cody will never get another shot again. WWE don't forgot about that shit. They just like, man, screw it. Give that man a shot. We get a WrestleMania season. Don't nobody care. QB1. QB1. If he wins, Mania will shape up. I mean, if he doesn't win, Drew versus Randy's not a bad match. I just don't think it doesn't have a history like Cody and Randy do, and we never got that match.
Yeah,
We got the match in like I think it was the King of the Ring finals, but we didn't get that match to where Randy's gonna be like Randy looked back at him at the end of that match too when Cody had won the King of the Ring, and he was just like man, I let you slide with one. You know what I'm saying? I need to be ruthless with you, and they get to revisit that, and then they get to go all the way back to Legacy and such, and so it's a lot there, and it'll sell itself. It'll sell itself. So on one side of the house, you have I hate you, I'll bury you next to your dad. And the other one is I made you. Let's not get this confused, Cody. What I didn't even have you picked to be the guy. If it wasn't for the other guy getting in trouble, you wouldn't even be here. Blah blah blah. Um, so yeah, I think there's a level of urgency with the card and such that uh this Friday night, I think I mean, I'll be tapped in because I think Cody does it. And I think Drew loses via Jacob Fatu, and that sets them up for Mania. They'll probably put a stipulation on that match: first blood, no DQ, unsanctioned, street fight, something. And then the winner goes on to get the number one contender. You know,
I didn't think about Jacob interfering. That's a good one.
yeah, he's got to. He's got to, man. Drew does a lot of complaining, very Bret Hart like. To where Bret Hart, when he was in his fourth and fifth championship reign, it was about somebody screwed him. So everybody in the goddamn dressing room knows I should be, like Bret used to go in. And so Drew is kind of in that role right now. It would only be right if somebody screwed him. I mean, the storyline is there. Jacob Fatu gets involved, even if it's by hook or by crook. Jacob Fatu goes to get involved. They stop him. Drew is paying more attention to Jacob than he is to Cody. Cody gets away with, you know what I mean? So whether direct or indirect, that should be a thing. Drew isn't selling as champion. That's why they're. I don't know if he's not selling or not. I don't think he's ever going to be a selling style champion, only because he doesn't have a lot of merch. He doesn't have the colorful, bright. You know, he doesn't have too many catchphrases. He doesn't. So he's just a good heel, just like Gunther. These guys aren't set up to sell. They don't. They're not. Cody is. He's got the merch. He's got the colors: the blue, the white, the red, the gold, all the different. The skull face, all that stuff. But you may be right still. I mean, at the end of the day, they still look at the Nielsen ratings and such, and they
Yeah,
figure
they
out.
look at everything.
Yeah, they'll look at where they peak. They look at, they can see, okay, average viewers, blah, 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 but they'll can tell, like, okay, just like I could do that on the podcast. I can see where we peak in this pod on this very episode. Hey, at the 21-minute mark, boom, then I'll go there, whatever we were talking about. Maybe I can see what was going on in the world. Oh, Raw just like we started, whenever this show ended, and then all the people came from there and came over here. There's so much information they can see. And they can see much more than I can see on this. So but Drew is a good guy who can hold championships between people, and he should have a lengthy run at some point in his career because he looks the part. He talks the part. 2024 was the year him and CM Punk should have piggybacked that title, ping ponged it. Drew versus Aldis. If Drew loses that, if Aldis can wrestle, they might be setting that up because I saw today when him and Drew got into it, Nick Aldis took his jacket
Yeah,
off.
that's what I was telling you. I was watching on the after show. I was like, whoa, what the?
Yeah. So it wouldn't surprise me if you pulled that one. That would have a lot of good heat for Drew. Um, but that leaves Jacob out in the cold. That leaves Jacob out in the cold. Or Nick Aldis being like, I'll be the special referee. Something happens where they take a referee out. Um, Drew's going into where I don't trust them. These referees are incompetent. They're feeble. Blah 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 blah. I need a guy who's going to call it down the line. Who's going to da da da. And Nick Aldis steps in. I got it. I got the perfect guy. I'll do it. You know.
So if they do a
Um,
special guest referee and it's Nick, does if Cody wins, is it a regular count or does he do a fast count?
because it's Drew, you got to fast count it. You got to play into the character. You got screwed. But it shouldn't be like 1, 2, 3. It should be like 1, 2, 3. Like maybe a little bit faster. Like 1, 2, 3. Like, and he kicks out on the three. He's like, that was fast. Like, no, that was three. It's like, yo, what the hell? Blah blah blah. You know what I mean? So Drew has to get screwed. It's in his mo. You have to screw him. You have to screw him. He you think I think Nick Aldis versus Drew is a really good option for me, to be honest. I didn't really think of it like that, but I think I'd rather see Drew and Nick Aldis than I'd rather see Drew and Jacob Fatu.
That just shows you how much they dropped the ball on Jacob.
Yes, and it's no slight to Jacob, but Jacob, you wrestle every week. Nick Aldis doesn't. Nick Aldis is the one when he came out and did that press conference, not press conference, but he came out in a post conference. You know what I mean? And he was just like he was so in character that Drew, I told you to stay out of this. Da, da, da. Like he's that fire, that flame that he has towards Drew, and that Drew has back at him. It's selling. It's selling. And so no slight to Jacob. Um, if I had to pick, I would pick that over Jacob versus Drew. Yeah.
Does this mean
Nerd Cobra guy. What up? What up?
does this mean Penta is currently hotter than Jacob is? Pause.
Currently at this point in time, yes, yes. This is the fear I have for Trick. When WWE doesn't catch you when you're white hot, it can cool you down some. Now, sometimes it's just a thing of entrances. Like I haven't really been noticing Penta do the walk lately. I think he's still doing it. I just
No, he did. He did it tonight.
yeah. See, so that it's like I'm tuning it out. But at one point, I used to be like, WWE got to take that, put some songs to it, let that fly on social media. Oh, you doing the Penta challenge? And people just walking out like this. You even might see some superstars doing it in their off time. The Penta challenge, right? That gets people, you know, Trick Williams can have a ton of catchphrases over the next, but you don't want to be the catchphrase guy. He's still got to go in the ring and perform good athletics and decent matches. And his the way he wrestles, I don't think that'll be an issue for him, but um, it's not easy either. It's not easy.
Yeah,
The Penta belt was overdue. I agree. I agree. I agree. Penta belt was overdue.
yeah. He should have got it last year.
I think, yeah, yeah, yeah. I think they got to bring back Carmelo Hayes to do something really good, really quickly with Trick. But the thing about it is, um, I don't know if they're still doing those open challenges. Because if they're
No,
doing the open challenges,
they still are. As long as he's babyface, I think the baby faces are gonna keep doing it. It's the heels that gotta stop it.
right? That would be perfectly sensible, and I'm down for that. Jeez. Oh man. Huh. Yeah, it's gonna be a very interesting road to WrestleMania. This Friday we have SmackDown recap. Don't forget Wednesday Night Wars. Wednesday Night Wars. This Wednesday, 8:30-ish. 8:30-ish. Kamaj, what else we have tonight? What else happened that we feel like, oh snap?
Not much of a no snap, but we just got word this Rhea coming out saying she's gonna be on SmackDown to confront Jade. So we'll see how they build that match up.
My question is this: if Rhea wins, is she gonna stay on SmackDown?
She has to.
Ooh.
She has to. Like
Yeah,
she'll
Jade's
still
gonna
make
win.
she'll make sporadic appearances on Netflix. They're not gonna tell her to not pull up no more. They're gonna need those ratings. But she's going to be more devoted to SmackDown because she's SmackDown's champion.
I don't
And
know, man. I
let's
think
say if that does happen, she has a she gets a refresh of opponents she can face
that's true.
because she's
That's
I don't know
true.
what else you can do for her on Raw, honestly, opponent wise.
I think this is the issue. I don't see Jade leaving SmackDown. I'm assuming Bianca's still gonna be on SmackDown. Um, Nia Jax is over there and such. Kiana James, Julia, B Fab. I said B Magic. Shout out to B Magic. Um, Machine. I can't even remember who else, but Rhea will definitely set it up apart. But I think she belongs to Raw, so I don't really think. I think that's like the little giveaway, and I don't think that there's a scheduled WWE draft. They haven't done one in a little while since they drafted Carmelo second behind Seth Rollins to SmackDown. And guess what? Seth Rollins is on Raw. Like they are so far removed. They traded people. Damian Priest came to SmackDown, and LA Knights. Like, so I don't know. I don't really think the brands really make too much difference. But in Rhea's case, because she's a big draw, especially for the women's side of the house, I don't think that the WWE is ready to send her to um, be a SmackDown exclusive. BCJ, come on, dog.
Like
Come on.
they're gonna treat Rhea like they do with Cody, because even Cody makes sporadic appearances on Netflix at times.
That's true.
So I think it's gonna be something like that.
Yeah, they could do that. And I'd be cool with that too. I would be cool with that. BCJ Rollins did him dirty, man. He's gonna pay for that too. WrestleMania, he will lose. Whoever he goes against, he gonna lose. They're gonna outsmart the architect, the visionary. And Logan Paul's gonna do it because he's gonna have so many mass people surround the ring, and but those people are gonna be like streamers and shit. It's gonna be like Kai Sanat and Queso and KSI or whatever his name is. Thanks. What else you got? Come on, you got anything else? I mean, it might be that time you see me yawning. I think, oh,
That's about it. The last thing would be, when do you think Kyrie's finally gonna snap?
I think you got to do that for Mania, man. I think people want to see her get over. I think she'll get a great pop. Lead it to Mania. Let AJ push the buttons. Maybe. She's in the gauntlet. Maybe that gauntlet match. There's a little bit of You know me well, brother. You know me well. You know what time it is when this happens. You know that Birdman hair. If we finish or we done. Um, I think that's a good Mania match for Kyrie, especially get her out of the get her out of her shell, and then you could even reunite her and Io down the road. I think fans will be excited to see that Kyrie and Io Sky more so than Oscar. So, and then Io having to save her, yeah, it gets good. I'd be happy to see it. Free Kyrie is the hashtag as per Vinny Andretti. And salute to Vinny Andretti. I got to get your info. He was the winner of our WWE 2K26. Yeah, we had to give out another one. That was what was in the crate. So if he was like, what crate? We did the crate. We opened an elimination chamber, and it was the WWE 2K26. So we gave away that. Now, I did say we'll be doing another giveaway as we lead up to Mania. This Mania, April 18th and 19th. So go ahead and make sure you are a subscriber. Join, join, join. You can do that on the YouTube. That's gonna get you automatically entered. It don't matter what tier. You know what I'm saying? I'll say this though: you pay for more tiers, there'll be more opportunities, and what you're gonna win, it'll be a little different. It'll be a little bit of the same. It'll be a little bit of some. But I think if you win, you will be a happy camper. But we can't give anything away if we ain't got no new members. You know what I'm saying? So salute to y'all in the chat. Go ahead and re-up the re-ups. You know, it's only $1.99. That's the cheapest thing. So hey, but we're headed to WrestleMania season. I'm probably gonna have to get back to doing some exclusive content. I feel like a near fall is coming because I got like 5 or 6 wrestlers info and data to do. I just actually have to do it. But right now I got chemistry, brother. I have to take a test. It's 11:30. I got
Uh,
30 minutes. I
good
got
luck with
50
that.
minutes to do it, and I gotta get it done before midnight.
Oh damn, man. Go ahead and do that.
Yeah, and I'm gonna play a game of chess real quick because right now I'm number 7 in my league. No, let me check one of my stats. We go to chess.com. If y'all play chess, let me know. You know what I mean? I'll be out there whooping ass. Oh, we third in the silver league. Y'all see what it is. King HP. You see it, boy. The only American in the top 5. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's the Olympics in here. You know what I mean? It's like 50 people in each league. It's like 50 people in each league. So we gonna hold strong. You know what I mean? I'm gonna get that number 1 spot. It's all good. Yeah, I gotta do that chemistry, y'all. Bunsen Burner Chronicles, yo. If I'm not here one week, your boy got burned. Oh, the good thing I'm dark skinned, you won't see the char marks. But Gamaj, anything else you got? Anything you wanted the people to know?
Nothing at the moment. I will say a very good possibility. I might be going to Vegas for Mania weekend.
Oh shit.
It's a possibility. I'll know for a fact by next week.
Yeah, I gotta figure it out. April 19th is the first episode of From Hall Prison Universe. We will be live this Sunday, 9 o'clock, going back over From. So this week you'll start to see some videos getting dropped as we start to get into our From season 4 restarts April 19th, which is the same day as Mania. So if I have to make a choice, I won't be watching wrestling. I'm being dead honest. I'm being dead. I love From. I fucking love From. I even got an interview with Elizabeth Moy, who plays Tia Chin on Hall Prison Universe. But anyway, y'all check us out. Be safe. Salute to the troops. Everybody out there serving. Mike McCullough, salute, salute, salute. Uh, Gamage got free $20,000 tickets. I wouldn't be surprised. You know what I'm saying? Um, you can't spell Gamage without having the game. So, you know what I'm saying? You know, Gamage know all the ins and
That
the
was a
outs,
ball.
man. Yeah, for real. So, but until next time, this Wednesday, 8:30 ish, never sharp because we on real time. So, CPT. And if you're not melanated, that's fine. You still on our CPT. So adjust your watches accordingly. Uh, but yeah, until next time, this Wednesday, make sure to hit the like, subscribe, share the broadcast, and we will see y'all Wednesday. What a raw. And